And this is why I like using my front camera, because I just recorded almost an hour of bully, and I couldn't see that I had fucking lipstick like right here, like right on the side, not where it should have been. So this is why I like using my front camera, because I can actually fucking see myself. But yeah. Okay, so I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to make 2 videos out of that now. That's annoying. I might just make one, but we shall see. I'm gonna play some more of Edith Finch, because I feel like this game probably not that long. So I'm gonna just play some of this, and yeah. Basically, this is kind of an interactive story, because I don't really have to do that much. This twist looks sexy as shit. Like, look at that shit. Beautiful. But anyways. Oh. Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Am I supposed to pop the bubbles?
He reminded me so much of Cal. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy.
What am I supposed to do now? Supposed to jump up?
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
not the world he saw. Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
That is wild. This whole game is sad as fuck. That's crazy.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Yeah, what? Why Dawn don't have a fucking bed? Oh, I can see her baby bump. I ain't noticed that at first.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oh, that's cool.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Doing 58s right now.
I
with
tried
this
to talk
fucking
him out
thing.
of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
I now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
One donuts.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Shit, was that supposed to happen?
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
Wow. Just left my man Gus.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Almost got everybody in the book, I think.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Could I fall?
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
I'm tired of
But it
shit.
didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
I can't wait to get some new tattoos. Like, I'm bored. I really need some new tattoos and some piercings. I want to get my septum pierced. But I'm probably, like, I don't know if I'm going to get that anytime soon. Because Rona is in the way of everything.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
That's it? That's cool.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
This looks pretty. I want to go camping. Never been camping before. Every time I think about camping, though, I think about Jason Voorhees. And I'm like, do I really want to be murdered by someone with either a fucking machete or an axe? Do I really? Is I already up here?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Whom is Lewis?
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the
almost
cannery.
Fucking fail.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar.
What
That
it
part of
smell
him,
like? Hey, bitch. I didn't mean to do that. The fuck?
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
Began to what?
wander.
Oh, shit.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
I literally have to multitask right now.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
The fact that I have to use my left hand to do my job, my right hand to do my job,
But he found something more.
and my left hand to travel the kingdom or whatever the fuck I'm doing.
I worried about him then.
Can I go up the stairs?
Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Who, the dog?
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
This is cool as fuck. Please get out of my way.
He no
y'all.
longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
In St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Sure, let's go to the beautiful Prince.
Beautiful prince.
They gave me a choice. Cool.
The prince was on his own quest for...
Radiant rainbows and sinister serpents. Let's go with the sinister serpents.
Sinister serpents.
Ooh, bitch, get out of my way.
He followed the sound of his...
electric guitar.
electric sitar.
Sitar. I say electric guitar.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. Never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Where did he go? Oh. I tried to go in there, and it didn't go. Was this really him at the cannery?
Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
No. No. That's most definitely a fucking guillotine, bitch. Oh no. Lewis.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch,
do.
your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
All of these people, I know they're not broke people, they're just characters, but all of these people, I feel so bad for them.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Who else I gotta do then? Edith. It seemed like we kinda almost done.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Why would she want to make it harder?
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Because there's so much fucking tragedy.
My mom
bitch.
ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Maybe.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
She just gonna lay down on her bed.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Exactly.
Edith, you're excused.
power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom
That
said the
sound like me.
library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
What is she afraid of? Oh, the curse? Kill.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
Very
My
true.
children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
They not dead because of her stories, bitch. They dead because of the fucking curse. Or just because it was their time to die. Like,
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
nursing home. You try to put my mans in the fucking nursing home, bitch. History of the Finches by Edith. By Edie
Dear
Finch.
Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Oh.
That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Bitch, I was about to say, just all you have to do is walk straight, and then this bitch literally got turned around.
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Why she trying to take me from my fucking grandmother, bitch? Or my great grandmother, whatever she is to me.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Good for you.
After that, we moved around a lot.
I do this.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch
Literally.
left alive.
Other than her baby.
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
You're a blessing.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Is she giving birth?
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Did she die giving birth?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Damn. Is this the end? Did I just finish this game? Round of Applause. A story by Giant Sparrow for Shirley Dallas. I love it. This shit was amazing. The whole interactive story, playthrough, everything. Excuse me. It's just so fucking amazing. And I didn't expect this game to be that short, but I mean, I guess, excuse me, since it's an interactive story, it can't be but so long. So, wow. Yeah, this was a really touching, beautiful, and wonderful story and game. Like, I love it so much. I always feel so accomplished when I finish games. But yeah, so this is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have some games you want me to play, leave them down below and I'll play them. Or if you have some video ideas for me. And yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night. And everyone stays safe and drinks plenty of water and just takes care of themselves. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'm so like, I love this game so much. That's all I can say. I love this game. But yeah, have a wonderful day.